What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo come back at you with another video. So today we're gonna talk about should the Atlanta Falcons trade back in this year's 2022 draft. So before we get into the topic, guys, go ahead, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear what I talk about. Please hit the share button so my video can go throughout the YouTube universe. So you guys can come here and talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So let's go ahead and get into the topic. So like I said, the topic is, should the Atlanta Falcons trade back in this year's draft? I'm just going to go out and give you my opinion right off the bat. I'm going to say no, they should not trade back. Simply because I think that the Falcons have too many holes to actually be trading back in this draft. I think they need to take a top 10 player that can actually definitely help them this year. Of course, the needs that I'm thinking about right off the bat is edge rusher, and they need a receiver. So if they can get one of these receivers and they can get one of these top edge rushers at number 8, that's the direction I would go in. I probably would go edge rusher first before anything, but one of those positions I definitely would take at number 8, because in my opinion, one of those guys definitely going to be contributing on this team this year. So on the offensive end of receiver, defensive end edge rusher, we had 18 sacks last year. We got to be able to address the pass rush, and a guy at the top 10 hopefully should be able to do that if he's in the top 10 pick. Of course, we don't have anybody in our receiver room that's notable. We picked a lot of guys up, but they're journeymen. Some of those guys, second and third string guys. So we need to get finding them more receiver. Captain really is not here. Of course, we got Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts is our tight end. We don't want to have Kyle overuse him. I think using him as the hybrid kind of player that he is how we need to keep using Kyle Pitts, because he create those mismatches. We use him, just as a receiver. I think that'll take away the things that he can do. He still probably be dominant, but at the same time, we want to be able to use him in all facets, on the line, in the slot, on the outside, just like we used him last year. So I think that's the way we should be utilizing Kyle Pitts. That's why, to me, we have to find a number 1 receiver and or at pass rusher. So I would not trade back. All right, so let's just go ahead and we got that out the way. It's clear. I as the GM of the Atlanta Falcons would not trade back in this year's draft, because we got so many needs, and there's some good quality players at the positions that we need in the top 10. So if they was to trade back, however, I'm not the GM technically, so we really don't know what these guys would do. They could be trading back. There are rumors that they might be shopping this pick, and if they get the kind of draft haul that they want, they definitely could trade back. It's definitely some depth in this draft, so not getting somebody in the top 10, I guess would not ruin this team this year, because it's so deep in a lot of positions, and in some of those positions that I just talked about, the receiver room and in the pass rush. However, personally, I wouldn't do it. But just the question would be for me, how far would they trade back? Would they go into the 20s? Somebody like a Green Bay Packers, a Pittsburgh Steelers, who might want to come up for a quarterback, or Green Bay who might want to come up for a receiver. Or would they go to what they was talking? The rumors about going to the Saints. The Saints 2 first-round picks that they have, and get those 2 picks and let the Saints come up for a potential receiver or quarterback who they might be trying to pick at number 8. Personally, if I was to trade back, if I just had to do it, I probably would trade back no lower than number 14. Number 14 is where I would trade back to. With the Baltimore Ravens, I think you'd definitely be able to still get some value guys there. You might be able to still get one of those pass rushers depending on how the board fall, because people might be getting quarterbacks. You might be able to still get one of those receivers because at number 14, still could be where it lines out with some offensive linemen, some DBs going between the top 10, and a receiver could definitely fall back into number 14. Jordan Davis could still be there. Devin Lloyd, N'Kobe Dean, Devontae Wyatt, so many other guys that we could just spit out right now that could be great value at number 14 that would definitely be able to help this Atlanta Falcons team. So that's probably the lowest I would go. If I was trading back, I'd probably trade somewhere like number 14. I still think you got great value there, and you'll be able to get more draft capital later on in this draft, or maybe even get a draft pick for next year, depending what haul they want. And if you think about it, they decide not to go quarterback this year. By stacking draft picks next year, it give you more ammo to actually move up if you want to go get one of those quarterbacks next year. So could be a great strategy for these guys to actually do that. So the other thing that I would think about when the Falcons consider moving back is that they have a plan. Hopefully, when they get receive a call from our team asking them to move back, they feel like the guy that they want is still on the board at that pick. One of the guys that they want. Obviously, when you stack your board up, you got more than one guy that could potentially be there at the pick you want. So you're looking at your board and you're like, yeah, this guy probably still going to be there. So definitely we'll move back with you, collect our haul, and then pick the guy that was one of the guys that was on our board. Hopefully that would be their plan. They have a plan like that in place to actually pick the guy they still want. And then in day 2 or day 3, however many other draft picks they got, they'll be able to actually get more depth and add to this team. So it's definitely some pros to actually trading back if they want to, because it all depends on how they got their draft board set up, how deep they think the draft board is in certain positions. Also, would determine whether they would feel comfortable moving back. If they just have to have one of those top pass rushers, they definitely wouldn't move back. Like I said, one of those receivers, I only in the top 14, I can only really see maybe one receiver going off the board in the top 14. So, and if you didn't have that one receiver as your top receiver, you'd definitely be able to actually get one of those guys at 14. So for me, like I said just from the beginning, no, I would not trade back because I just would want to get a starter coming up the bat starting this year. We need somebody to come in and actually help this team in one of those positions of needs. But if you want to plan for the future, which certainly as a organization, that should be something you should be thinking about as well. And considering how deep this draft is in certain positions, you definitely could see these guys moving back and collecting more draft capital for this draft or future drafts. You just would have to see what the plan would be. Like I said, hopefully these guys do have a solid plan in place. Of course, their phone's going to be on, listening to all kind of offers to move back in the draft if somebody want to move up. We do know that it's going to probably be some quarterbacks taken early. That's just the way it always is in this draft. Teams feel like they got to get that guy. He's going to be the face of their franchise, and they decide to pick him. They decide to forget about the value and say he was our top guy anyway, and that's what we wanted. So we definitely can see guys potentially maybe moving up. and then the Falcons might be a good candidate team to actually move up and to get the guy they want. So I really would like to know what you guys think about this scenario. These guys moving back. If you would move back, where would you move? What kind of guys you think would still be there on the board at the time? And do you think they have a solid plan? So those are the things that we should be considering for this team. And hopefully they're not just closing their eyes and just making up as they go. They don't seem like the kind of guys that do that. But you never know. We just will have to see what happens. At the end of the day, we don't know. These guys are pretty tight-lipped about the things that they do. We just have to sit back and see what kind of transactions these guys going to make moving forward. So that's all I have today about the Falcons potentially moving back in the draft. I'm going to go on record once again to say I would not trade back. That's just me. I go ahead and take that pick at number 8 and live with it. So once again, guys, that's your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.